What's going on, y'all? This is Mike with the Anomaly Detected podcast, and I want to let y'all know that I also play guitar. I've been playing regularly for about the last year and a half. Well, I'd say about year and 3 months. But I did play some back when I was in my 20s. I had a little cheap electric guitar back then, and I just wanted to come out and say that if you are a musician or if you're, playing guitar or anything like that, that not to let broken gear slow down your progress. Because that's something that I did that I regret deeply because I lost about 10 years of experience that I could have been playing because my guitar broke, and it was something that broke that was simple and easy to fix, or at least cheap to fix. So back in the day, I had an electric Stratocaster. It was kind of, I guess you would say, a Squier, kind of like a Fender Squier, but a cheaper version. And it was one of those deals that came with a guitar and an amplifier. And I played the hell out of that thing in my 20s, and one day it just stopped working and I couldn't figure out why. And one thing that I had been doing was, let me turn off this amplifier real quick. One thing that I had been doing was, there's this little jack right here, the input jack. There's a screw here, right, or a hex head, and that thing was coming loose, okay? And so I was like, okay, and I just tightened it by hand and tightened it down, and everything was fine. And then over time it would work itself loose again, and so I'd tighten it down again, and eventually the thing just started buzzing and humming, and I was like, oh, well. And I took it up to a guitar shop. They fixed it. It ended up being that my cables inside the input jack had the cables connected to the input jack had disconnected. So they soldered them back on or whatever, and everything was fine for a time, and then it broke again. And that was about the time that I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go do something else or something. And I just got up and walked away, and my guitar gathered dust up until the point where I ended up just giving it away to somebody. I'm like, yeah, this thing's got broken somehow, but if you take it up to a guitar shop, they'll fix it for you for dirt cheap. I just hadn't done it. And boy, do I regret that, because I would have been so good by now. I think that, there's a lot to be said about that, because oftentimes some little setback like that will just completely derail the whole thing. So several years later, when I met my wife, okay, one of the gifts she got me was a newer guitar. It was a used guitar, but she bought it off of somebody off of Craigslist or off of eBay or something like that. And we went and we picked it up, and everything was great. And I was starting to play it again, and everything was cool. And then my amplifier died. My amplifier, one day I went to turn it on and just no power, on off switch, check different plugs and all that stuff. And the amplifier died, and, blew a fuse or whatever it was. And then another 3 years passed where, my guitar sat in the guitar case under the bed. And then one day, I got some birthday money. My dad gave me a few $100 for my birthday, and thanks, Pop. And I went, and I was like, what am I going to do with this money? And I was like, I know, I'm going to go buy an amplifier. And I went and I got me a Fender amplifier. It's called the Mustang LT25. And I started using it, and that was about a year and 3 months ago. and I haven't looked back since. I absolutely love this thing. And this right here, this is a Epiphone Les Paul Custom. I got it for my birthday last year. It was another gift from my dad. So thanks, Dad, for the gift of music. And, you know, there's just so many cool things you can do with the guitar. And I also recommend that when you do pick up a guitar, to find yourself a decent music book, because they're not all created equal. But I managed to pick one up that was actually really educational and informative. And the one that I've been learning out of is called Blues You Can Use. And I picked that one up at Guitar Center because I have one right by my house here. And it taught me a lot about scales and stuff like that. And you know, perhaps as time goes by, I will show you guys some little tips and tricks and stuff like that. And I don't know much about horn playing or, you know, anything like that, or, you know, drumming or anything like that, but I can teach a few things about guitar. But you know, when I started playing guitar again a year and a half ago, I was so rusty at playing guitar that I couldn't even do like basic chord changes anymore. Like I had forgotten how to do, like I could go from like from the G chord, which is this, to a D chord, which is this. But like aside from that, like the C and all that stuff, it was like learning it all over again. But maybe I picked up on it a bit faster because I had already done it in the past. But I have really been working hard on this thing and trying to get really good at something. And I am making some decent progress. So I'm going to keep on chipping away at it and making videos and seeing how it goes. But you guys hang tight, and I'll be coming at you with some more videos. Have a good day.